Hello. Hello, Johnny. Maybe we can have
Hello.
Harbs and Isma, Bernard, and Marky up the stage. Listener, listener na sila. Maybe they sent their requests already. So we can start with our Twitter space.
Approve.
Hello.
Ayan. Hi, Marky. Hi, Isma. Let's wait for the others to join us. Hi, Bernard. Thank you. Thank you for joining us today. I think we're still missing Aldrick.
Yes, I'm inviting him.
Sige, sige.
Sige, sabihin ko si Aldrick. Nasa biyahe pa ata eh.
Nasa biyahe ba?
Sabihan ni
Biyahe
Maush.
papunta saan yan?
Nasa biyahe sa pag-login.
Layo naman yan ah. Layo ng paglalag-inan niya.
Ingat, Aldrick.
Pala si Bernardo. Kompleto na ang team only. Only coin.
Team only coin. Sino ba yun? Si Bernard ba yung dating team only coin din?
OG yan, syempre. Si Bernard yun eh.
Nice.
Kaming tatlo yun.
I think Aldrick is already here in our Twitter space. So, can you join us?
Yan! Aldrick! Akyat na, Aldrick.
Request ka na.
Request.
Request to speak.
Aldrick, the prodigy, blockchain developer.
Aming master sa SparkPoint and SparkLearn.
Have you
Master!
seen the request, Aldrick?
Si Aldrick ang living certic. The living certic.
I have invited you na to speak. Just approve na lang, Aldrick.
Ayan. So, hi only. Si KJ ba to? Joining us using the only page. Hi to Sparky and Juichi. And we have Joycey, Sift Pro, Jammer, and Lau. So, hi guys. Thank you for joining our Twitter space today about Blockchain Developer Bootcamp. So, we'll be starting in 5 minutes. Where's Aldrick? Nawala na naman si Master.
Nililipat lang daw sa phone kasi naka-desktop daw siya kanina eh. Ay, naka-laptop. Walang
Hindi talaga siya
speakership sa ano eh.
Oo, hindi talaga siya makakasalita niyan.
Nag-travel siya from laptop to phone.
Wait lang, another joke mo ba yan, Isma?
Hindi, hindi joke to na yun. Lumipat
Tunay
eh.
ba yan, tunay?
Pala,
Sige.
legit.
Malayo pa rin ba yan na ito-travel ni Aldrich?
Hawak kamay niya na eh. Yung phone.
Si Bernard excited na naka-raise na agad ng hand.
Hindi umapir yan. Appear.
Appear ba yan? High five ba yan?
Appear. Sino? Appear. Ikaw, di ba?
Appear.
High five yan,
Ayan,
high five.
kasama din si Aldrick.
Yes. So, I think we're complete. Andito na mag-roll call muna ako. Andito na si Isma, si Harbs, si Bernard, Marky, and Aldrick. So, all of our guests are already here in our space. So, we can start. Hello again to everyone present in our Twitter space for Blockchain Developer Bootcamp. I'm Mary, the head of SparkLearn EdTech. And before we start with our Q&A about the past Blockchain Developer Bootcamp and this year's bootcamp, we will first give a introduction about our platform, about SparkLearn EdTech. So SparkLearn EdTech is an online upskilling platform for blockchain tech and Web3 education in the Philippines. So our online platform aims to put the Filipino community at the forefront of Web3 architecture through upskilling or reskilling Filipinos in blockchain and Web3, software development, marketing, public relations, art, and many more. So lahat ng mga pwedeng maging careers in Web3, we will help the Filipinos transition into that opportunities. Kasi dumarami na din yung mga professions na nag-open up or rather mga opportunities na pwedeng i-seize ng mga Filipinos pagdating sa career nila sa Web3. So SparkLearn EdTech will help you with that if you want to be updated with your skills in terms of blockchain and Web3. So we envision the Philippines as the blockchain and Web3 hub where Filipinos will be known as great and innovative builders in the Asia Pacific region. Dahil nga we are one of the most we are one of the countries with the most cryptocurrency and NFT adoption. Kaya we are aiming to make the Philippines a blockchain and Web3 hub through educating them about this space. So that is SparkLearn EdTech, our platform and our goal and vision for Filipinos and our country. So yeah, before we start introducing our mentors and alumni for Blockchain Developer Bootcamp, so I will be giving some Twitter space reminders. Our show, or rather our space will be a structured Twitter space, so hindi siya casual. If you want to go up here upstage, or with the speakers, you can just request so we can give you the permission to speak or ask questions after the Q&A, or just raise your hand if you have any inquiries to our mentors and alumni. So yun, just a little Twitter space reminders. So we can move on to our introduction of mentors. We have Ismael, Aldrick, and Harbs. So let's start with Esma, then have Harbs and Aldrick to follow for the introduction. So Esma, take the floor. Introduce yourself.
Yun, hello everyone, GM at night. So, I'm Ismail Jerusalem. You can just call me Isma. I'm the CEO and founder of Only. Only is an innovative art in gaming platform where we empower artists build a community around their creation while enabling transactions between fans and collectors on our platform. So, yun, I was one of the mentors last Blockchain Developer Bootcamp 2021. And I can attest that the bootcamp is one of the effective platform for Web3 developers who wants to learn more about the technology. Because aside from being one of the pioneers with SparkPoint, the mentors are truly working on the industry for years since 2019. So that kind of experience is not easy to emulate on other platforms because you can't bring those time back, di ba? So the experience, the expertise when it comes to blockchain development, the intimate learning between the mentors and the students. And one of the best things about the bootcamp last year was we had foreign students, and we as Filipinos teaching them about this emerging technology. And that is a huge validation that us Filipinos can lead the development on this industry. So, yeah, so I'm looking forward to the conversation for tonight's Twitter space. So, yun.
So yeah, Harbs, you can introduce yourself. Thank you, Isma. Hello, Harbs. Are you there? Are you still alive?
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you. Your audio is
Okay,
good.
sige. So, I'm Harvey Javier, and before I became the CTO of SparkLearn EdTech, uh, 2 years ago, I was the developer of SparkPoint. So, I developed its native wallet, a non-custodial wallet, SparkPoint wallet. And before, I engage in talks and trainings. I mentor programmers, and not just about blockchain. So, uh, I have first-hand knowledge na in blockchain, and I also have skill na rin in mentoring. So, I can guarantee na marami ka matututunan this bootcamp. Also, we already finished our first cohort last year, and may mga nag-graduate na din na students. Uh, there are also 2 international students who finished the cohort. So, yeah, this bootcamp will be exciting, the second cohort, and uh, for sure, marami kayong matututunan.
Ayan. Thank you so much for your intro, Harbs. Let's have Master Aldrick, our blockchain developer and Solidity programming. Hi, Aldrick.
Hello. May I ask? I am audible, right? I haven't checked my
Yep,
mic yet.
all good.
All right. Thank you for that. So, hello. My name is Aldrick Bonabra. I go by the name or username uh, Aldrick B. It's spelled my first name and B on the end. So, I am your BDB bootcamp for last year and this year, and also the senior blockchain developer for SparkPoint. I developed several blockchain apps and smart contracts for SparkPoint, which includes the SparkSwap DEX and many more. So, what else? Um, I guess for more deeper introduction, I can tell that later on during our Q&A.
Okay. Sure, Master Aldric. The reason why we call him Master in SparkPoint because he, as mentioned by Isma a while ago, he is our walking certic. If we want to, um, maybe if we want to have new tokens, cryptocurrencies, or any, we are checking out any D apps, we go to Aldric so he can check the smart contract if there are,
Yes.
you know,
Even
funny codes behind.
yeah, even I myself. shocked. Then when they call me master whenever I'm in the office.
Are you shy, Aldrick?
Yeah,
You're being called you're being called master right now in the space.
uh, kind. Okay. I'm kind of somewhat introverted myself, so
I can
I'm
hear
sorry.
someone singing
I'm
in
sorry.
the
I'm
back.
sorry. So someone accidentally opened my doors, and the outside noises are already audible in my room. I'm sorry.
Okay, it's okay. Let's move on to our alumni we have here right now. We have Bernard and Marky. Let's have Bernard first with his intro, then followed by Mark.
Hello guys, I'm Bernard. I am the CTO of Only. So bata kami ni Isma, ayan, ni Mark. So before joining Only, I am originally a Web 2 developer. So ayun, one year na rin ako sa Only. And yun, Mark.
Okay, so first of all, good evening to all of you guys. I would like to thank SparkLearn EdTech for the invite and to share our experience tonight. So I'm Mark. I'm a full stack developer of Only, and yun, dati din akong Web 2 developer. I'm actually a website developer, both front end and back end. So nung nagka-opportunity to join Only, medyo kapa pa nung about sa blockchain. So thankful ako for the opportunity sa SparkLearn din and sa Only of course for the opportunity na makapag-join the BDB, the first cohort, and to be its first alumni. Yun. So hope to share our experiences tonight.
Yes. Thank you so much, Bernard and Mark, for your intro. Yes, Isma. Ano yan? Appear yan?
Hindi, ano yan?
Appear?
Ano,
May
pang
question
second
ka?
demotion.
Pang
Ano kasi,
second demotion.
si
Agree ka
Aldrick,
sa ma?
si
Agree
Aldrick, si
ka?
Bernard, then si Mark. Kasama na namin sila dati ni Harvs. 3 years ago when we were staying and working under the same roof in a small co-working space. Aldrick, he's also our developer nung Crypto Solitaire. And
Mm.
we had a different project, blockchain related noon with Bernard and Mark. Pero that time, medyo entry level pa yung knowledge naman when it comes to Web3. And yun, siguro na-enhance yung skills when it comes to blockchain dev after nung bootcamp last year. So yun, excited ako sa pwedeng maging conversation natin for tonight.
Tama ba, Isma, yung Crypto Solitaire placed, they were in 13th place last 2019 in Decentraland Game Jam? Tama ba
Oo.
yun?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Last 2019, we entered the Decentraland Game Jam through Crypto Solitaire. So, we
Mm.
created an 3D interactive art installation inside the Decentraland in just 2 weeks. Dinevelop siya ni Aldrick. So, kaya siya naging prodigy master when it comes to blockchain dev. Kasi
Nice.
mabilis, parang natural sa kanya yung pag-learn about yung language when it comes to Web3 development. So, in a span of 2 years, ay, in a span of 2 weeks, na kakuha kami ng 13th place out of 100 plus global entries. And that was 2019. Wala pa masyadong resources, hindi pa masyadong kilala yung Web3, ang hirap pa i-explain sa market. Minsan, most of the people will call you weird because we're selling digital assets that you can truly own. And that concept is not yet acceptable that time. So, yun, I think it's a huge achievement as one of the pioneer project who entered Decentraland in a global scale. And siguro, I think, wala pa masyadong Filipino projects kasi nun eh. think less than 5 or less than 10. And yung sumali nung Decentraland Game Jam, I think we were the only Filipino project back then. And yun, si Aldrick ang developer namin nun. Kaya yun.
Diba?
Oh,
So, at that time,
it's all thanks
yes,
to
Aldrich.
your guidance and guidance of Sir Rico.
Hmm. Ayan. So, very humble naman ni Aldrich. So, yeah, that's a big achievement yung you've placed 13 out of 100 and you're one of the Filipino or baka nga kayo lang yung Filipino project at that time. That's already a good recognition for Crypto Solitaire back then. And that's also a factor kaya kinuha din namin si Aldrich as one of the mentors under SparkLearn EdTech. Kasi aside from batak siya, master na master siya, he already built something on blockchain. Kumbaga, meron na siyang ano ni, yung andyan na yung trophy niya. He was already awarded by the Central Land. It's already a big achievement for him and the team. So yeah, and congrats sa Crypto Solitaire team now only and then kay Master for working on that recognition. So let's start with the Q&A about BDB 2021. I will address this question to maybe Aldrich. Let's start with Aldrich since you were one of the mentors last year sa first cohort natin. I want to ask you, how are you? What's your experience as a mentor during our first cohort?
For me, the first cohort is both an exciting and a new experience for me. May na-feel akong mga new experiences that I haven't been felt before. Like, engage. No, don't have much first experience magturo sa ganun karami, but it's an exciting experience for me. And I think naging helpful naman ako sa mga students. When you know this feeling na whenever they come up with a problem or a question, they will ask that question to me, and instead of being nervous, for me being nervous, I feel more excited to help the students out on their problem and issues. Then, my mic turn on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sige lang, Aldrich, you can continue. What else? Yun, na-mention mo yung you feel the excitement and you were happy that your students were reaching out to you. So, paano nagko-communicate yung mga students sa'yo at that time if ever they have questions about smart contract development or questions in Solidity programming? How
So
do you communicate with them? Ano yung avenue na ginagamit mo?
um, most of the time they schedule a consultation meeting with me during their prepared time and have a one-on-one discussions on the topics they wish to discuss. And at sometimes they do send messages directly to me. And on that BDB channel, using our Slack platform channel, or what is it? Yeah. In in short, if they have like a short, quick question that they need an answer very quickly, they send a message through Slack, and whenever the question or the problem is kind of big, I recommend them to set a consultation meeting with me so that we can tackle it in detail.
Okay, how about you, Isma? What's your experience being a mentor during the first cohort?
Yun, actually last year I was the mentor for NFT and introduction to blockchain. So I think it's two topics. And the experience was, since ano kasi, iba yung, nasa ano tayo last year eh, nasa we are in the phase of uh, pandemic lockdown. So the experience in uh, recording videos and recording your topics session by session, topic by topic, tapos ikakat mo, iayusin mo yung video. I think it's something that I've learned during the bootcamp as a mentor. And I think it's also a great opportunity then to at least reach, 'di ba? Reach other audience, a wide range of audience through that through that edtech na. Hindi na yung typical na you need to go to a certain classroom, go enter the class with a certain period of time. uh, Yun, iba din yung experience as someone who's creating content for the students, someone who's being one of the mentors. And yung Q&A din, since may foreign students, so you have, may mga time adjustments. And syempre, papalaban sa English yan. Pero yun din yung one of my experiences. And I think that was fun and very great learning curve at the same time. So, yung good thing lang is, inline talaga sa yung ginagawa natin in Web3. So, I enjoyed the process. So, kahit syempre may mga uh, unforeseen incidents like yung mga pag-recording, di ba? Hindi mo siya kagad magagawa kasi it's not really in line of what you're doing back then. Pero at least the learning curve as a mentor, may ano din, may learning curve din, not just for the students. And yun, sharing experiences kasi yun din talaga yung hindi mo matatawaran kahit marami kang funding, marami kang pera. Yung experiences mo years ago, parang hindi siya nabibili eh. So, I think that is something na unique dun sa bootcamp, na yun yung pwede mong ma-share. Yun yung pwede naming ma-share as mentors to the students. And for the students naman, syempre, yun din yung something na kahit marami kang pera, hindi mo siya mahanap dun sa mga maraming resources. Kasi experience yun eh. And it costs time. So, yung oras back then, yung expertise na na-build and experiences, iba yung failures noon na na-experience namin versus sa mga failures na pwede pang mag-exist ngayon. Yun yung na-share namin as mentors to the students. And I think it also helped them, just like what Bernard mentioned earlier and Mark. They really started as a Web2 developers and just learned Web3 deeper. They learned deeper about Web3 through the bootcamp. So, yun, okay naman. May mga several Web3 products coming no launch, our marketplace, several smart contracts, our Mustachoverse, it's a 3D virtual open world. They created, si Bernard and si Mark, and together with Toph. And yun, siguro mas exciting ako kasi mas improved ang 2022 for sure versus 2021 eh. And yun.
Ayan. So, thank you. Yun, very nice input yung na-share mo na aside from the student, may natutunan din pala yung mga mentors natin. Kasi at that time, when we started our first cohort for Blockchain Developer Bootcamp, kasagsagan talaga yun ng pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic. So, there was no face-to-face interaction between the team and the mentors. Hindi kami nakapag-record in a physical studio. So, kailangan din namin i-coach yung mga mentors on how to prepare their content by themselves. Kaya siguro doon yung challenging na part kay Esma, as mentioned kanina na may learning curve din siya doon sa aspect na yun, pero um, he found new knowledge about it. So that's good na kahit pala yung mga mentors may natutunan dito sa first cohort na ni-launch namin. So how about you, Harvs? Kamusta naman yung experience mo as a mentor for DDB 2021?
Okay, so as mentioned ni Aldrick earlier, yung mga one-on-one consultations, yun yung nag-stand out sa amin from other bootcamps. And what I learned is it's very rewarding kasi kunyari, meron itong isang student na talagang hindi niya magets yung ginagawa niya. So, yun, nag-schedule siya ng consultation sa akin and it took, I think, 2 to 3 hours or more than pa yata eh. So, matagal pero yun nga, at the end of our meeting later on, ang dami niya natutunan and nakita ko rin sa reaction niya yung yung ano yan, satisfaction na yung part na nahihirapan siya, ganun lang pala kadali. So, it's very rewarding din as a mentor kasi it means na nagawa ko rin yung job ko as a mentor. So, yun yung isa sa mga nag-ano sa akin sa BDB cohort 1 na pinaka-significant experience.
Ayan. So, para sa ating mga listeners dito sa space, our first cohort, the duration of our first cohort last 2021, yung bootcamp niya ran for 16 weeks. And we covered the basics starting from intro to blockchain. Yan yung tinuro ni Ismael, and then about cryptocurrencies, and then moving on to the more technical aspect, which is smart contract and the app developments. So hindi lang puros kumbaga technicalities yung kinover namin doon sa first cohort. Meron din kaming shinare or meron din kaming tinuro doon sa mga bootcampers about blockchain and cryptocurrency, how to avoid scams, yung mga ganun na types of knowledge na kailangan na matutunan ng isang Web3 native. And at that time, doon sa 2021 cohort, meron din nga na meron kaming mga foreign students na nag-join. We were not expecting na there will be foreign students sa first cohort namin kasi our target market is Filipino Web2 developers. Our goal is to onboard them into Web3. Pero dahil nga na meron ng nag-register at that time, we suddenly shifted our language of teaching into English. So, para ma-accommodate itong mga participants from the US, from Uruguay, and at the time also, may mga zero knowledge talaga sa crypto and blockchain development na nag-join. So, I want to ask Harvey, ano yung masasabi mo or masishare mo? Ay, oh my gosh, nawala si Harvs na ano pala siya to listener. So baka pwede natin, Zomi, balik si Harvs as one of the speakers. Ayan. So I have a question to Harvs kasi 'di ba meron tayong mga zero knowledge talaga sa crypto, sa blockchain, pati sa programming aspects ng Web3. Ano yung masishare mo doon? Kasi may isa tayong graduate sa BDB 2021 na teacher, accountancy teacher siya from Ateneo de Naga. Si Ma'am Jen. Si Ma'am Jen talagang wala siyang alam sa blockchain, sa crypto, sa solidity programming. Pero natapos niya yung bootcamp. Nakisabayan siya doon sa may mga knowledge na sa Web 2. So what is your experience in handling this type of bootcampers?
Okay, so yun, si Ma'am Jen, isa siya sa mga nagko-consult sa akin, yung cohort 1. And ano naman, kahit hindi ganun ka pulido yung kanyang skills sa programming, andyan naman yung willingness niya to learn and yung drive to finish the cohort. So, yeah, yun talaga yung nag-ano sa kanya, makatapos ng bootcamp. Also, hindi rin naman very technical magturo ang mentors. Open naman sila to anyone, lalo sa mga hindi ganun ka skilled sa programming. Although, si cohort 2 is, yun nga, medyo magpo-focus na kami sa uh, mostly sa mga Web 2 talaga na developers. We will have a separate bootcamp sa mga mag-start pa lang, as in zero knowledge, para naman fair din. Kasi i-share ko lang din, we have a student na nag-quit din ng bootcamp dahil hindi align sa kanyang kumbaga gusto niya talaga mas technical. So may mga part doon na pinadali namin yung pagturo kasi nga may mga students na may zero knowledge. So hindi ganoon na-satisfy yung isang student, so nag-drop siya. Kaya yun, on cohort 2, we are sorting things out and yun, may separate bootcamp for yung nagde-develop na mismo, yung seasoned programmers na, and another cohort for yung may zero knowledge. Yun lang.
Ayan. So, yun. It's nice na na-mention ni Harvey yung may nag-drop out doon sa first cohort namin kasi seasoned developer na siya na she is looking for more yung deeper level of blockchain development. At that time, talagang mixed yung people doon sa cohort. And isa yun sa mga areas na na-identify namin for improvement. Kasi every process naman or every product or service na ino-offer ng isang startup, there will always be areas of improvements. Hindi naman yan perfect kaagad at the first launch or at the first deployment. Kaya yun yung na-identify namin na area na kailangan namin i-improve na hindi talaga pwedeng ipagsabay yung mga may knowledge na sa Web 2 programming tapos doon sa at the starting level pa lang. So for this bootcamp, for our BDB 2022, itong second cohort namin, as what Harvey mentioned, we'll be focusing sa Web 2 developers because we are going to offer or we are going to open a bootcamp dedicated for people who want to shift careers. For example, ako, I'm a teacher by profession and I'm also a journalist by profession. And I don't have any knowledge about web development or any programming languages or mga tech stacks na makakatulong sa akin sa pag-create ng smart contracts or dapps. But I want to go to the technical side of things. So, yun yung parang drive ko in leading my team to create another bootcamp for us na mga career shifters na we are looking into an opportunity sa Web3. So, hindi lang Web2 developers yung i-onboard ni SparkLearn EdTech. We are also going to help career shifters na eyeing to enter the space. And then eventually, pag natapos din nila tong Web2 maybe or Web2 developer bootcamp, they can eventually move on to the next level, which is the Blockchain Developer Bootcamp. So yun yung mga nakita namin for improvements, for implementation. Yun naman kasi yung kagandahan ng iterative approach na you build and then you implement, you improve, then you just repeat the cycle. So ayun, for Bernard and Mark naman, itong next question natin. So as the alumni present here in the space today, can you share your experiences in the first cohort? And paano ba nakatulong itong BDB 2021 sa trabaho nyo ngayon as CTO, as blockchain developer sa Only? So how did this bootcamp help you sa work nyo sa Only?
Sino ba muna?
Ikaw na muna, CTO.
Jack and Poy kay Jack and Poy.
Ikaw na lang, Mark, para gayahin ko na lang.
Sige. Okay, so yung BDB actually helped me dito sa current work because yun nga, since nag-teach dyan sa bootcamp ng mga technical aspects dyan, diba, sa Solidity, sa React, and Web3, and even NFT. So, nagkaroon kami ng job-ready skills after graduation. So, yung knowledge namin na from zero, naging, di naman 100%, but at least nag-level up siya. Nagkaroon na kami ng basic knowledge about blockchain, about how to develop smart contracts and how to deploy it, how to build decentralized apps using React.js and Web3.js. And yun nga, sa Only na NFT. So, nagkaroon din kami ng idea how to implement kung pag-combine na yung mga natutunan namin dyan. And of course, nagkaroon din kami ng motivation to dive deeper doon sa knowledge, doon sa basic knowledge na nagkaroon kami because of this bootcamp. So we learn to do more, to dive deeper doon sa knowledge na yun about blockchain. And yun, yung learning by doing approach din kasi. So naka-help yun ng masyado doon sa growth din at the same time sa knowledge sa blockchain. Yun.
Yun na nga. So, first Web3 startup na napasukan namin is yung OnlyCoin. But mostly ng task lang namin doon is more on Web2 eh. So, ito naman, only being a Web3 startup. So, pumasok ulit kami dito as Web2 developers. So, yun, aligaga kami sa kakahanap ng resources kung saan matututo ng blockchain. Then, fortunately, blockchain development bootcamp of SparkLearn came. So, I learned a lot from other resources, but it became more clear, especially with the guidance of actual mentors here. So, yun, it became easier na ma-align yung sarili ko sa world of Web3 development.
Yan. Thank you, Bernard and Mark. So, before we move on to the other questions, let's say hi to our new listeners of this space. We have Ninong Jules from Bitpenas. So, hello. And we have Rick, si Boy Dibil. Thank you for joining. And we have JP. Hi, Mr. Crispy, si John Paul Batusan, one of our full stack developers at SparkLearn EdTech. And we also have JD. Thank you for joining. We have Anjali and Christian. We have Tuti, JJ, Justin B, and Rattlebrand. Yan. Thank you for joining our space about Blockchain Developer Bootcamp. So in here, we are sharing our experiences in our first cohort and the upcoming Blockchain Developer Bootcamp 2022. So ayan, since we are in our second phase of our Twitter space, this is about already our upcoming Blockchain Developer Bootcamp in September 2022. Let's ask Harvey on what are the new things to be experienced by our boot campers this second cohort.
Okay, so last cohort, our topics is Web3.js, React.js, Solidity, and NFT. So in our second cohort, declutter na namin yung topics and generalize para hindi ganun ka-bulky and mas matutukan yung students. And there's only 2 mentors. So we have React.js and Solidity. Oh, sorry, Web3.js and Solidity. So dito sa Web3.js, covered na dito yung sa React.js. So yun.
Ayan. So how about Aldrick? Ano yung mga new things na on your end makukuha ng mga bootcampers natin this second cohort?
Yep. Compared from the last cohort, yung contents ng Solidity course, Solidity part, mas madami siya and mas more technical and included more projects than before na which is nagkulang sa last cohort. Na-include siya somehow because nag-request yung students and they ask how in this and that. So why not include it properly this new cohort?
Yes. So as mentioned by Aldrick, this cohort, mas maraming smart contract projects. Chine-check ko ngayon yung bootcamp coverage namin. So, maraming prepare dito si mentor Aldrick. We have altcoin project, IDO project, NFT project, INO project. So, talagang ma-experience ng bootcampers yung create ng different smart contracts regarding these topics or itong mga dapps dito. So ayan, very magiging technical talaga siya compared doon sa first cohort natin na only, I think, ano nga yung mga projects, Aldrick, na naturo mo lang at that time? It's altcoin project ata yun. Tapos,
Yes, only altcoin. Then,
oo kasi,
I don't know what happened exactly. Then, partially na-covered yung NFT side of ng project.
because of mentor Isma at that time. So yun, at that time kasi we really considered yung mga non-devs na participants. Pero this time, since Web2 developers yung participants for BDB 2022, talagang bobombahin namin sila ng mga smart contract developments. Siyempre, with the help of mentor Harvey and mentor Aldrick. So, ayan. How about our listeners? Baka may mga questions kayo. You can request to speak or send me a DM regarding your questions about the bootcamp, about SparkLearn EdTech in general. So while we are waiting for the questions for this bootcamp, BDB 2022, we have an ongoing scholarship application courtesy of Blockchain Space. They supported 3 slots. So if you are a Web 2 developer looking into upscaling into Web 3, you can send your applications. Ayan, pinin na pala, shared by Isma. So thank you for pinning the post. Ayan, so you can check it out, yung application for the said 3 slots. So do we have any, wait, maybe dito sa ating, or you can comment it on our thread sa Twitter if you have any questions. Meron ba, Jomi, na
Hi. Sir or JB po, nag-request po kayo to speak. Do you have a question? I will accept you po na. I will approve. Hi. Huh? Nawala. Okay. Nawala siya. Oh. Hi, Sir JB. You're now a speaker po. If you have questions, feel free to ask them to our current speakers as well.
I think JB is having a problem, or his mic is just on mute. But you can raise your questions to our speakers. Ayan. So here on our comment section in our Twitter space link, Rattle Brand asked, paano pag non-tech na gusto mag-chef, how can we join bootcamps? So as mentioned earlier in our space, we have an upcoming bootcamp for non-technical people na gustong mag-join sa Web3 industry. So parang yung magiging aspect niya is from zero to hero type of bootcamp na zero knowledge ka, but you will learn first Web 2, basic Web 2 development, mga tech stacks na kailangan for building simple web applications na magiging helpful din sa'yo pagdating sa blockchain developer. Tapos, doon sa bootcamp na yun will also cover the basics of blockchain and cryptocurrency para hindi lang puros web development yung matututunan ng mga non-technical people. But still, it's still on the works dahil kakatapos lang namin ng production namin for Blockchain Developer Bootcamp, and isusunod namin yung bootcamp for Web2 developers. Isusunod namin yung mga bootcamp na mga target ay yung non-technical people o yung mga career shifters. So you can follow our Twitter page so you can be updated. But by estimation, maybe we can start offering that bootcamp around early 2023. And aside from that, we are also open to, we are opening our application. Baka kasi may interested dito. SparkLearn EdTech is also going to offer an NFT masterclass. Yung napag-usapan namin kagabi ni na Ismael doon sa Twitter space nila na ang isang NFT artist, marami din kailangan tutunan, blockchain, smart contract, marketing, art, so on and so forth. So to help only, SparkLearn EdTech will also create an NFT masterclass to help artists. For example, itong mga traditional artists, they want they want to go to Web3, they want to explore NFT, they can do so by joining SparkLearn EdTech. So we can help them and the community can guide them in their transitioning. So baka meron ditong interested na mentor who is experienced sa NFT, how to manage the community, and maybe the technical side. So you can reach out to us and let's talk about that masterclass. So yeah, baka si JB ready na. Are you ready with your question?
Hello, good evening. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello, hello, hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, all good ang audio natin.
Yes, yes. Good evening. Bale, I don't have a question, but I have a comment. Um, so yeah, I've started Web3 community since 2020, and yung knowledge ng mga tao back then was really zero. So we don't really have any awareness about how gas fee works. So, may experience nga ako dyan na pag may mga transaction na just click several times yung transactions, and not knowingly na may fee pala yon. And then not knowingly rin na merong fee if you cancel it. So, yun yung mga experience namin back then, and it's a good thing, a good stuff that now this year na maraming may mga bootcamp, educational program, training program that Web3 caters. I think ilang years na lang we will be siguro magkakaroon tayo dito ng ano yung sa San Francisco na area na we have a lot of Silicon Valley here in the Philippines for Web3 developers. So we support your missions as a Web3 community builder. Pagpatuloy nyo lang, and then shout out to Boss Isma and Ninong Jules. That's all.
Hi,
Thank
Sir
you.
JB.
And si Isma, baka may gusto kang i-share.
Ano ba? Yan, shout out kay Sir JB.
Ayan. So thank you so much, JB, for that commendation. And yes, yun yung isa sa mga goals talaga ni SparkLearn EdTech. We want to build a community for not only Web3 developers, pero sa iba pang mga professionals na magiging available sa Web3. Kasi yung Web3, it's still an emerging technology, bagong-bago sa ating lahat, hindi lang sa Pilipinas. And maraming areas pa ang kailangan i-explore. And with that, kailangan pa natin ng builders in the space. And hindi lang naman blockchain developers yung may gap or mahirap hanapin. May mga Web3 marketers din na hindi din sila madaling hagilapin. May mga nakakausap ako dito sa Twitter, sa mga spaces na they're asking me na, oh, your platform is an edtech for upskilling sa Web3. Will you offer courses or bootcamps about Web3 marketing? Kasi based from experience, may mga difficulties sila sa pagmamarket ng mga Web3 services or products, things like that. So, hindi lang blockchain developers yung gap na i-address ni SparkLearn EdTech. Isasama din namin yung mga other career opportunities na pwedeng ma, kumbaga, pwedeng ma-joinan ng mga Filipinos kasi we are very talented. 'Di ba? Yung kung natatandaan niyo dati, when it comes to nurses and even IT professionals pagdating sa BPO, kasama ang Pilipinas as one of the biggest talent pools in the world. So, yun yung magiging goal din ni SparkLearn EdTech na when it comes to Web3, Filipinos will be the flag bearers. Na pag Web3, Philippines agad, Filipinos kaagad. And aside from that, we are also going to give back sa community through our accessible contents. Meron din kaming YouTube channel. We will be creating short contents for the community na covering the beginners and intermediate. And we also want to help the community, lalo na dito sa province, na karamihan talaga, hindi pa nila alam ang blockchain, ang Web3, kasi marami pang kailangan i-address na factors like yung internet. Dito sa Albay, problema ang kuryente. Yung APEC, high APEC, kahit hindi naman sila listener nitong space. So palaging brownout dito sa Albay. Yung mga ganong problema. So isa yun sa mga hindrances kasi in accepting this type of emerging technology. And we want to help the community address these issues siguro. Hopefully, if we partner up with other stakeholders. And yun nga, aside from that, before you go to Web3, kailangan mo din pagdaanan yung Web 1, yung Web 2. So yun din yung parang magiging edge din namin from other edtech platforms covering blockchain and Web3. Yung mga mentors kasi namin, they have experiences sa Web 2. Kaya mas madali namin matutulungan yung community sa pag-transition from Web 2 to Web3. So yun lang naman. Isma is
Ayun,
raising his
hello.
hand.
Yan, sige, mag-add na lang ako ng konting side comment. Hindi kasi ito, maganda kasi nasimulan as blockchain developer bootcamp. We started sa developers kasi we're in the technology industry. So basically, pag nasa tech industry, ang backbone talagang skill is nasa tech. And ang crucial roles when it comes to tech industry are the developers. So, yeah, it's a very good start, a good foundation na nag-start sa mga developers rather than starting sa mga, alam mo yun, yung mga more sa business development kaagad kahit wala naman talagang Web3 product. Maganda talaga yung nasimulan dun sa may pinaka-foundation when it comes to coding, developing, and pushing lines of codes. Kasi we're in the tech industry nga. And yun, siguro, ito din one of the best things about this bootcamp kasi nilalabas natin yung developers, di ba? Hindi tinatago. Kasi mostly ng projects na na-encounter ko, na-experience ko, nakita ko sa space, tinatago yung mga developers. Tapos parang proud pa sila na may developers sila abroad. Yung developers namin, taga ibang bansa, ganito, ganyan. Parang proud pa sila. Tapos tinatago kung sino yung developer. Tapos sinasabi lang na may dev sila. So the good thing about this blockchain developer bootcamp is we're exposing yung developers. Talagang we are giving them spotlight, highlight, giving them emphasis that they are one of the crucial roles in this technology industry. Na which is so Web3, uh, yun, hindi sila, parang pinakode, in-outsource yung code, then you started a project or a company na nakatago yung developers. Yun din, may exposure talaga, may spotlight, may highlight. Siguro yun yung, magandang advantage yun eh. na may mga spaces din interviewing developers. We are hearing insights about tech, 'di ba? Not just the hindi lang yung basta may tech ganun, 'di ba? Talagang yung may knowledge about it, may real experience about coding, real experience sa pagde-debug, real experience sa pag-fix ng bug, 'di ba? Real experience sa pag-troubleshoot kung ano yung may problema sa codes. And yun, it's a very good thing then na it started here in the Philippines na we can teach foreign students as Filipinos. So as mentioned mo nga, Mary, earlier, that we can be a forefront when it comes to Web3 at a global scale, na pag sinabing Filipino Web3 developers are one of the best talents na pwedeng gumawa ng isang project. So, yun. I think this is very empowering, especially for Filipinos, na may platform na ganitong nag exist. And, yun, may support din when it comes to developers, may exposure, and may real experience na kayang ituro dun sa mga magiging future students. And good thing is, the community is also supportive about this kind of program. Ah, yun din siguro eh kasi part ng ecosystem na the community will help the community will help us. And we share knowledge, experiences, and expertise about Web3. Then suddenly, siguro, eventually, magkakaroon na lang ng sudden shift when it comes to Web3 development. And yun lang.
Ayan, thank you. Thank you sa additional insights. Yun, the same comments lang naman din. And may additional, may na-receive akong bagong question from our full stack developer, si JP. Paano daw yung mga working individuals pag interested daw sila mag-join doon sa Blockchain Developer Bootcamp 2022? Kung kaya ba daw pagsabayin yung work and then yung pag-attend ng bootcamp. So, dito sa Blockchain Developer Bootcamp 2022, it will run for 12 weeks. So, that's around 3 months. And ang commitment mo per day is around 3 to 4 hours. Kasabay na dyan yung if you want to have a one-on-one live office hours with the mentors. So 3 to 4 hours in a day, it's already a good management of your time if you're also working, let's say 8 to 10 hours a day. So meron ka pang extra time to learn or upskill or reskill. And also in our bootcamp, we are also very flexible sa aming mga bootcampers. Kasi doon sa first cohort namin, merong ibang bootcampers na hindi nakapag-submit ng capstone project nila. But they reached out to us na they still want to finish the bootcamp. Pero as of the moment, really tied up sila sa work. So, being a EdTech platform, hindi lang kami puros, kumbaga, tapusin nyo to, dapat matapos nyo to by that timeline. Kasi valid naman yun na you're working, you're prioritizing your work. So, we are going to give them another chance dito sa Blockchain Developer Bootcamp 2022. So, ililipat namin sila dito sa second cohort. So, para hindi din masasayang yung in-expend nilang registration fee at that time or yung nasimulan na nila. So, parang continuous din yung progress pero at their own pace. Kumbaga, good thing naman na nag-reach out sila. At least, we have consensus on how we are going to help you. And achieve our goals together in Web3. Ayan. So baka yung mga mentors natin and our alumni na present sa space ngayon, do you have anything else to add in our space? Si Harbs, baka meron kang mga insights na gustong i-share before we end our Twitter space?
Hello? Okay, so ako, goods na. And I hope na marami kayong matutunan dito sa Twitter space. And I hope na yung mga Web2 developer dyan, maybe you can enroll, or if you have no funds, meron kaming scholarship grants courtesy of blockchain space. So yeah, yun lang sa akin.
Si Aldrick, what is your parting message? Parting message talaga. Ano yung share mo sa mga listeners natin dito sa space?
For me, yun lang din. Same din kay Harvey. I hope dami sila matutunan here sa new cohort this year, BDB 2022. And just to remind them, sa mga students, na merong consultation meeting, one-on-one consultation meeting with the mentors to assist them personally sa mga problems nila na-encounter sa bootcamp.
Yan, si Marky, as an alumnus of BDB, what is your final thoughts?
Ang gaganda nung mga sinabi na improvements dun sa parang gusto ko ulit mag-enroll.
Welcome na welcome ka. Magpaano ka kay Bossing, CEO
Bossing, baka
Isma. Baka naman.
Yan. Ako kasi, ang pinaka-gusto ko doon sa BDB, yung, yan nga, na as the mentor, kasi, yan, kami ni Bernard, lagi kami nag-consult kay Aldrick about doon sa smart contracts. So, very helpful para sa amin yung as the mentor. So, yun din yung kanina yung nabanggit ni Master JP, yung kung pwedeng pagsabayin yung pag-study and work. Actually, proven na namin yun na actually para sa akin maganda talaga yung learning by doing na approach when it comes to learning blockchain. So, meron na merging ng educational needs tapos yung life requirements which is yung work. So, maganda din yun na may schedule flexibility yung BDB, yung first BDB cohort kasi nagkaroon kami ng time to manage work at the same time to have learning doon sa BDB. So, yun, I hope na mas mag-improve pa yung BDB and maging successful yung second cohort. And I'm excited as well na makahalubilo din yung mga iba pa na maging alumni nitong BDB 2022. So, yun. Thank you.
Ayan. Thank you so much, Mark. Let's have Bernard sa mga final musings niya and BDB.
Ako naman, one thing that differentiates this bootcamp naman kasi is yung interaction. Yung interaction ng student sa mentor, and of course yung interaction ng students with other students. So after all naman kasi, one thing that fires this Web3 is community. So nakita ko siya dito sa bootcamp. Just what Ma'am Mary said in yesterday's Twitter space with Only, it is not a typical online course where one will just enroll and will view all the videos, answer quizzes. You can build personal connections inside the cohort. and this gives more fun in the learning process. So learning alone is kind of boring in my opinion. So it is always fun kung may kasama kayo kahit alam mo sa sarili mong bagsak na kayo sa course. Joke lang, syempre. So yun. So hindi naman kami pinabayaan ng mentors namin. So thank you sa experience.
Ayan. Sige, thank you. Bigla akong kinabahan doon kasi iko-quote ako. Sabi ko, ano na naman kaya yung sinabi ko kagabi? So, yun. Thank you, Bernard and Marky, for being part of our first cohort. And we are looking forward together with the other alumni as well to have you in our opening program for Blockchain Developer Bootcamp 2022. So before we end our Twitter space, maybe Isma can share some announcements, important announcements for only, sort of plugging.
Yun, ito na yung chance para sa ads.
Mga ano
Sige,
lang,
ano,
mga 30 seconds, tatlong ads.
ano ba? Ano kasi, we will be having our upcoming event this coming October 8 to 9. It's called Albay Multimedia Arts Convention, AMAC. And short trivia lang, ang AMAC sa Bicol kasi, it means you're starting a fire. So, it's an event focused for the creatives. So, it's more about art and tech. So for this year, we will be having our AMAC 2022. So it's the intersection of art and tech into the metaverse. So we have our speakers. Pwede ko na ba i-announce? Sige, Alphalic, si Lay Melendres will be one of our speakers. Si Jopet Arias from Crypto Art PH. We will also have Verlin Santos from Titig Poetry. So it's an event celebrating creativity. We will have art fairs, art exhibits, art talks, seminars, workshops, photo walks, anything that we can explore about creativity. That would be the summary of the event. And sa November, syempre, to-plug ko na, November 14. So, something big is coming. Big BBC. So, it's Bicol Blockchain Conference. So, abangan nyo yan. So, we will be inviting speakers some other companies, maybe outside the Philippines and from Manila. Yeah, basta something big is coming this November. So, kasabay siya ng Philippine Startup Week and alongside Philippine Web3 Festival. So, it's on November 14. Also here in Bicol. So, we will be promoting arts, culture, tech, innovation, and tourism at the same time. And yun, can follow us in Only at Only.io and Mustachoverse. So, yun, nabi kong na-plug ah. Thank you.
Yeah, natutuwa talaga ako pag naririnig ko yung BBC, Bicol Blockchain Conference. So, yun, pwede bang isama dyan yung education? Hindi kasi na-mention.
Oh, pasok yan syempre.
Sige, sige. Yan. So, thank you for sharing the alphas for your event. So, before we end our Twitter space, I'm inviting you guys, if you have any Web2 friends, Web2 developers, I mean, Web2 dev na friends, you can invite them to send their application for our BDB 2022 scholarship, courtesy by Blockchain Space. We have 3 slots available as of now. We might open other slots if we onboard other patrons or sponsors, supporters for this cause. Just follow us on our Twitter handle at SparkLearn ET. So you can give us a follow and you will be updated about our new bootcamps or master classes. And starting this August and the following months, we will be conducting conducting a twice a month Twitter space for blockchain tech and Web3 education. So see you on August 15 for our The Learning Space, TLS Episode 1. Wow, may pangalan na. So doon sa Episode 1, we will be covering um, hacks na nagiging um, problema ngayon sa mga bridges kasi marami ng mga bridges na natitira. First, we have the Ronin Bridge. Now we have the Nomad. So Harvey and I will be discussing about that, and we'll be educating our community on how we can protect ourselves regarding these hacks. And yes, see you sa next namin na Twitter space. So that's it for Blockchain Developer Bootcamp 2022 Twitter space. I hope you learned in this session and of course enjoyed getting to know the experiences of our mentors and alumni of cohort 1. So thank you so much guys for tuning in. I'm Mary of SparkLearn EdTech, and have a good night or a good day wherever you are in the world. So see you. Bye. I mean,
Bye,
hear you.
guys.
Hear you. Bye,
Bye.
guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you very
Bye.
much.